Hi, my name is Terrlyn, and today I'm going to talk to you about mood logs, a really awesome coping strategy that I learned about in my family stress and coping class. It's from the book When Panic Attacks by Dr. David Burns. And the main idea is that when you change the way you think, you can change the way you feel. So, mood logs are for sorting through emotions and thoughts and turning negatives into positives. So there's 5 steps to mood logs, and I'm going to go through all the steps, explain them a little bit, and give you an example to go along with it. And then I'm also going to have a link to a document that has all the information that I share with you in the description of the video. So the first step is identify the upsetting event or situation. Just write, so these mood logs are for you, so you can write them down as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want. And so for an example, I'm going to use, let's say your roommates, you have an apartment meeting with your roommates and you feel like they're ganging up on you and blaming you for a lot of the things that are going on. So that would be your upsetting event. And then the second step is emotions. So you would write down all of the emotions that you felt in that situation. So for example, in that roommate situation, you might feel frustrated, maybe a little angry, or lonely even, and rejected. So any emotions you can think of, just write them all down. And then after you've written them all down, you write the percentage that you are feeling those emotions. So for frustration, I might put 100% because I'm very frustrated. Or for being lonely, I might put maybe 50% because I might have a roommate who's kind of on my side and trying to bring everybody together. And then after writing down your emotions, there's the third step where things start to get more involved. It's where you write down all the negative thoughts that you had. So anything you were thinking during the situation or event, and anything afterwards as well. So for the roommate situation, I might write down my roommates don't like me, or my roommates are blaming me for everything, or sorry, my roommates don't really want to be around me, things like that. Anything you were thinking, and sometimes you might want to remember to go inward with that. So like maybe you were feeling like you weren't good enough. So you might write down, I'm not good enough for my roommates, or they don't want to listen to me, something like that. So then with all your negative thoughts, you would put, just like you did with the emotions, you would put percentages of how much you believed those negative thoughts to be true. So for example, my roommates don't like me, I might put down like 70% for that. Because in that situation, I might really feel like they don't like you because they're getting up on you and blaming you for things that are going wrong. And then the next step is distortions. So Dr. Burns talked about 10 different distortions that we use in our thinking. And I'll give you a brief overview of them right now. So the first one is all or nothing thinking. That's when you think in things in absolute, they're black and white. The second one, overgeneralization. You view a single negative event as a never-ending pattern of defeat. Number 3, mental filter. You dwell on the negative and ignore the positives. For discounting positives, you insist your positive qualities don't count at all. Jumping to conclusions. You jump to conclusions not warranted by facts. And there's 2 parts to this. The first one is mind reading. You assume that people are reacting negatively, or fortune telling. You predict that things will turn out badly. And then number 6 Magnification or minimization, this is when you blow things way out of proportion or you shrink them into nothing. Number 7, emotional reasoning. You reason from your feelings. For example, I feel like an idiot, so I must be one. Should statements is number 8. So saying I should do this or I shouldn't do that, or even I must be this or I ought to be more like this. Number 9, labeling. Instead of saying I made a mistake, you tell yourself I'm a jerk or I'm a loser. Number 10, self-blame and other blame. So self-blame is you blame yourself for something you weren't entirely responsible for, and then other blame is blaming others and overlooking the ways that you contribute to the problem. So in my example, for my roommates don't like me, I would put down the distortion of mind reading because I'm assuming that my roommates are reacting negatively to me. And then for another one, saying my roommates blame me for everything, that would be counted as other blame because you're blaming them for blaming you, even though you probably were contributing to the problem as well. So you would write a distortion for each negative thought that you had. And then the last step is positive thoughts. This one is the longest step, but it's the most important. So to start, starting with positive thoughts, you take your negative thoughts and you write down, you change them into positive ones and make them more accurate because you've recognized the distortions, so now you should be able to think about the situation in a more positive way. So for the my roommates don't like me one, you might put my roommates don't understand me, so they can't really dislike me. Or for the my roommates blame me for everything one, you might put my roommates are frustrated and just are trying to figure out what to do. They don't know what to do. And so for each of those positive thoughts that you have, or sorry, for all the negative thoughts that you've changed into positive thoughts, you write down the percentage that you believe the positive thought, just like you do with the negative thought. So for the first example I gave, saying my roommates don't completely know me, maybe you'd put 100% because you really believe that to be true. And then after you've done that for all the positive thoughts that you had, you go back to your negative thoughts and write down the percentage that you believe that after going through the positive thought. So for the my roommates don't like me one, you might have put 70% beforehand, but then now you're feeling some more of 50% after going through those positive thoughts. And you do that for all the negative thoughts you had. And then the last step is to go back to your emotions and write down how much you feel those emotions after going through this positive cycle. So for the frustrated emotion, maybe you put 100% at the beginning and maybe now you put 50%. Or for the lonely, maybe you put 50% for lonely and now you put 10%. And that is mood logs in a nutshell. So I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that you can benefit from mood logs. I certainly do. And again, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to a document that has all of the information that I explained. So thanks for watching and have a great day.